From winding back roads to weathered front porches, this is Grounded in Granite, a podcast about the people and places rooted in the Granite State. I'm Jason Schreiber. I've called this state home my whole life, and for more than 30 years as a journalist, I've had the privilege of telling the quiet, powerful stories that live in our small towns and everyday lives, from the seacoast to the great North Woods. And if there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's this. In New Hampshire, every person and every place has a story to tell. Thanks for joining me. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Grounded in Granite. This is a special holiday edition of Grounded in Granite. It's the Christmas season. I am here at the Conway Scenic Railroad in North Conway, New Hampshire, and just got back from an amazing ride on Santa's Holiday Express train. And I am here with the conductor of the train, Jack Duffin, who really is in the holiday spirit, yes. As we all were on this on the train ride we just returned from. It was really amazing and so much fun. And I appreciate you taking some time to sit down and kind of share. This is a busy time for you guys, obviously.
Oh,
so
yes.
yeah. So I appreciate you taking a few minutes to kind of talk about the train, and you've got more trains through the winter that we can talk about. So I'm thrilled. He does a great job saying all aboard, yelling all aboard, right?
It's been a dream to say that. You have no idea.
Do you want to do it now? Do you want to say it now? Pretend you're out there? Because I
Oh boy.
I'm putting you on the spot, but I think people might want to hear how you do.
Should I move the microphone away a little bit?
No, that's okay. All right, let's move it. All right, let's hear it.
All right, shall we?
All right.
All aboard! That sound good?
That sounded awesome. Oh my God. Yeah. So I told him it sounds just like Tom Hanks in Polar Express.
Huge inspiration.
Definitely a huge inspiration for
Absolutely.
you. Yeah. So Jack, can you explain a little bit about what the train ride we did just take? I mean, we had lots of kids on there. There were lots of adults. And where do we go? Because I was just busy taking in the sights. But what?
Yes,
yeah.
We just wrapped up a rather festive holly jolly experience on Santa's Holiday Express. Yeah. We take you from where we are in North Conway, down to Conway and back, and along the way, the man himself in the big red suit, along with Mrs. Claus and several elves, come up and down the train. They entertain guests. They ask children what they'd like for Christmas. They judge if you've been naughty or nice. So be nice. We don't.
There was a lot of judging. There was
quite a bit of judging. We don't allow naughty people on our trains. So it was such an incredible experience.
It was.
Santa and Christmas and trains are so interlinked with one another, even before a certain movie with Tom Hanks. Because that anticipation of waiting at the station for your family to come home for the holidays.
Right.
We're trying to really invoke part of that and allow kids to meet Santa Claus.
Yeah. No, it was amazing, and the kids were just so excited, and Santa was very, very busy going up and down the train with Mrs. Claus. Do you know how long they've been doing the Holiday Express train? Do you know the history?
Yeah, they've had several different iterations of the Holiday Express.
Okay.
This one is entirely daytime on-train experience down to Conway and back.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring your kids out super late.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the day with Santa Claus on board. Only around an hour and 10 minutes long, give or take. Down and back, and get to enjoy the rest of your holidays.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about it? I mean,
I love just the smiles on the kids, hearing them sing along to the Christmas music, doing their own sing-alongs.
Yeah. And there was a lot of singing on this train. I'll tell you that. These kids, they were pumped. Yeah. I didn't join in, but I wanted to. You don't want to hear me sing.
Well, mainly because myself and most of the artists here, that was the age we first came to the railroad.
Yeah.
So being able to see that excitement that we first felt when we came here, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's such a special experience.
Right.
Definitely.
And so you've been a conductor for only about a year or so, right?
Give or take, yeah. But
you are, I've spent the morning with this guy, and he is the most enthusiastic young conductor I guess I've probably ever met. So, I mean, this is like living a childhood dream.
How many conductors do you know?
Well, I've met some.
Fair enough.
But no. So, I mean, you have kind of, ever since you've been a kid, right? You've been all about trains.
Definitely.
So kind of talk about that.
So
how you got here.
When I was young, probably about 5 or 6 years old. My family, we all moved here from, Ohio, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them like to joke they'd never seen a mountain before. But we came here to North Conway, and we're walking along Route 16 just down that way, and we saw this cream and maroon colored building with trains behind it. And in my hometown, we have a rail bed behind my house, but last train was a long time ago. So we book a train ride, and it's a little hour long down to Conway and back, and our steam locomotive is pulling the train. And I feel water on my hands from the open window, and I'm like, Mommy, it's a bright sunny day. How is it raining? And she says, No, sweetheart, that's the steam cloud condensing and then falling down onto your hands. And it was just so magical.
Yeah.
I fell right then and
there. So that's all it took, huh?
That's really all it took. Yeah. And it just, anytime I went somewhere, I was like, I wonder if there's a train hiding out here somewhere. And I do that to this very day.
Really?
Thankfully, I come to work and there's already trains.
Yeah.
My answer.
Yeah.
But then.
Oh no! So you went? You grew up in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Or when did you? Okay.
I grew up in I still live there, Windham, New Hampshire, so southern part of the state. So it's a bit of a drive up there.
Yeah, it is a bit of a drive, but I mean, it's definitely worth it.
Oh yes, every day.
Yeah.
But when I was graduating from UNH, I took a train to Freeport, Maine, and I met the man that owns the railroad, and I told him my story, and he shared his story, and he said, "So you're getting a marketing degree? Do you want a job?" And I'm like, I could have had this. I could have started working yesterday. So then I started June of 2024. Ticket office. I've been in the toilets, worked in the roundhouse a little bit. And then he asked me last October if I wanted to be manager of sales, and I said absolutely. And then earlier this year, they said, Hey, do you want to help out on the train crew a little bit? And I said, Put me in, coach.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And that's where we've been ever since.
And you definitely know these trains inside and out, from what I saw this morning, anyways. I mean, because it's quite a job getting these trains ready for these trips. I mean, people don't realize what goes into firing these things up.
Oh yeah,
to get out on the rails.
Getting the engine started, the car started, the heat, the lights, doing our morning brake test. Heat's very important this time of year.
It was cold this morning.
It was cold. It was rather chilly.
Yeah.
Doing the brake test before that we have to do every single train ride where you walk down the train and back. It's quite a bit.
Yeah. And how many were on the train this morning? And how many generally do you have on these these trips?
A couple hundred.
Just a couple hundred
typically. And we've got quite the capacity. We make sure Santa Claus works.
Yeah.
Going all the way through the train.
Move that. And so when did the holiday train, the Holiday Express train runs? What's the time frame for that?
Primarily from the last weekend of November to the weekend just before Christmas. We will typically run the train 3 times a day.
Okay.
So this year we had the 9:30, 11:30, and then the 1:30.
Okay.
And
then it becomes the snow train.
Yes.
And when did that start for people who might?
So after Christmas, when Santa Claus goes back to the North Pole, we run this train as the snow train. That's more just our heritage railroading experience. Gives you an idea of how crosstown travel used to be way back in the day. Because there was a point where people, before the advent of the automobile, especially up in North Conway, if they wanted to get from here to Conway, they'd hop on the train. Rain, snow, sunshine, sleet, hail, anytime. So especially during the winter when horse and buggies were not heated, the train really kind of changed how we travel, especially in the wintertime. So we want to give people even just a little bit of that experience. It's 55 minutes long, so you're not on the train for an extended period of time, but you can envision what it was like back in the day when this was the primary way to travel.
And that goes, what's the route of that?
So that takes you from here in North Conway down to our Conway freight depot and then back from there.
Okay.
So probably around 11 miles round trip.
And that runs what's the time frame for that again?
That will run
the snow train
primarily on weekends. During holiday weeks, we are planning on running those more frequently, and there will be about 4 departures a day, morning and afternoon.
Okay. And how has your season been this year? I mean,
busy.
Very busy.
Yes, very, very, very busy.
Because you're probably coming off a very busy fall season, and then you come right into the Christmas season.
Definitely. Is of course very busy. All the families wanting to see Santa Claus. Which is, of course, it's definitely a good thing. Not just for other reasons of being busy, but again, we all have a passion for this place, and the more that we can share that with people and bring more people to the railroad and say, this is
Mm.
what for the last 51 years has been showing people what heritage railroading is like in northern New Hampshire. We're happy to have been able to give that experience to
Right.
so many people.
And where do the people come from? Where are these passengers
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
We'll have people that will fly into Portland or Boston, and they'll drive up here, and they'll being a staying weekend, and they'll say, we heard about the Conway Scenic Railroad overseas.
Oh my gosh!
And they'll come to ride the train, and
so your marketing is working because the word's getting out overseas that you guys are running this train.
Oh yeah, yes, indeed.
But word of mouth, I'm sure. Yeah, families who have really enjoyed this share the experience.
They go back home and they say, that you gotta ride this train. But definitely our marketing. I saw an image of our train going over Frankenstein Trestle up in Crawford Notch in a German magazine.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we get around.
Yeah. No, that's great. And how many cars were on this train?
This was a 9-car train.
9-car train.
Yeah, so
okay,
pretty long.
And the staff to run it. I mean, you got conductor, all these, and engineer.
We had 2 engineers.
2 engineers.
Because we had locomotive down at that end, locomotive down at that end.
Yep.
Then, of course, we had our trainmen who they all serve underneath the conductor, even the engineer, because the engineer has to give the order to leave the station or, stop or move or anything like that. Kind of like the captain of a ship.
Yeah.
Might not be sailing the ship, but has to give the orders for it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, a litany of elves on today's train helped as well. Yes.
Yeah. Now, does the snow train that you don't, obviously Christmas is over at that point, so there's no Santa and elves, but do you have there's no other characters who are on the snow train, right? It's just the experience of riding the train.
Yeah, depending on if you call train crew characters.
Well, we're
all characters at the end of the day.
You're kind of a character, I would say.
Well, matter of perspective.
Well, what are your hopes beyond? I mean, do you hope to have a long career maybe here? Do you have other aspirations in the train industry? I don't know.
I mean, I'll go where the rails take me.
Yeah.
I fear I've been bit by the bug.
Yeah. So, yeah. I would say so.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, yeah. So obviously wintertime, weather can be kind of a little iffy. So what would prevent? So anyone who might be thinking about taking the snow train during the winter, what would prevent the train from running as far as weather conditions? I mean, what is that?
Yeah. So
what can interfere with that?
For the most part, with weather conditions, train runs, snow or shine, sun or sleet, rain, anything like that. Your average locomotive weighs about 110 tons, so it takes a little bit to actually get that out. If it starts causing issues with equipment, which usually it doesn't, then we always follow the safe course. That is our premier focus, number one. Safety of the customers, the employees, passengers, everyone. So that would be pretty much preclusive, and we'd tell people ahead of time, or if it's day of, we'll let them know, hey, this is what would happen. But that doesn't really happen all too often. We also have we have now not just 1 but 2 snow plows. So we've been able to keep the tracks clear so that we can run the trains down and back, especially up in Crawford Notch for, say, the Winter Mountaineer, where you get some snow drifts built up into the rock cut. So we'll send up a snow plow and we'll clear the tracks out, and then the Winter Mountaineer will follow suit the following day.
Okay. All right. So and you worked the train during this past summer?
I worked later summer and then through the fall and now.
Then now.
Yeah.
Okay. How does comparing summer to the winter experience?
They're entirely different. It's so
both fun, I'm sure. Both,
absolutely.
Every season on the train, I'm sure, is a memorable.
It's incredible all the time.
Experience. But winter and
summer, you really get to compare and contrast this place changing, because we're a 4-season state.
Yeah.
So now you've got the White Mountains are covered in snow. The waterfalls freeze over into little ice sculptures.
Yeah.
During the summer, it's lush, it's green, the rivers are flowing, the waterfalls are descending down their cascades up on the notch. It's really just incredible anytime you ride it.
Yeah. What are some of the comments you hear from folks, young and old, who have taken this, had this experience? I mean, I'm sure you hear rave reviews from many people. I mean, what do you
Oh,
What do people
definitely.
have to say about it?
My favorite is, and sometimes it's less what they say and more what you watch them do.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
we're up in Crawford Notch, the first big reveal of the views up in the notch on our mountaineer both summer and winter is when you go over the curved Frankenstein trestle viaduct and the scenery opens up.
Mm.
And it's so funny to watch people move almost from one side of the car to the other, pulling out their phones, gasping in awe.
Yeah.
When I brought my dad for the first time, and he was like, "What do you mean this train ride's 4 hours long?" And I'm like, "No, Dad, you don't understand." His face was pretty much glued to the window, and he's like, "Oh my!"
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
it's so incredible.
Yeah.
And then on our shorter trains as well, just watching parents and their children come
Mm-hmm.
on board, interacting with the train crew, and
Yeah.
it is usually their kid's first time on a train.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting, the whole
Mm-hmm.
railroading experience,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone just gets like really into it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. And what's the hardest part of your job?
The hardest
Is,
part of my job.
is there
Oh, I have to.
is there any? I mean, you were. I mean, this morning you're checking pressures, doing all this kind of stuff. That's getting the train ready. Seemed kind of. I guess you got to know what you're doing. You got to know
Yes.
the mechanics of all this, and
You
So
gotta know, yeah, and you also have to understand, a lot of these pieces of equipment are old and
old.
varied,
Yeah.
and the old is part of the heritage railroading experience we
Yeah.
provide, so
Right.
it's
Right.
intrinsic to the equipment itself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of variability, so knowing that this car, here's where you turn on the lights in the heat, here's the air conditioning in this
Mm-hmm.
car, here's where, you hook up the hoses in this car and the cords, and
Mm-hmm.
really kind of nailing down that and getting a grasp of all these pieces of equipment. I'd say that was probably the hardest part of
Mm-hmm.
getting into the conductor role
Yeah. Right. Right.
primarily is what all these pieces of equipment, what are they like?
Did you know? Because obviously, you have very knowledgeable on trains as a young person. Did you know a lot of that stuff before you became a conductor, or did you have to learn when they said, "Okay, you can now be a conductor"? Did you have to there's no conductor school that you went to, right? Or
They
what?
they walk you through it.
Okay, yeah,
And I know a decent amount about trains, primarily rail routes. The nitty gritty of the equipment, that's what they sort of handheld me through and said,
okay, yeah,
here's how you do this.
yeah,
What was nice though is that when it comes to things like the radio communications,
mhm,
when I was starting out in the ticket office, the manager on duty sits in there and there's the radio. So I
mhm,
heard most of the radio chatter. And when I was out here, I'm like,
yeah,
oh, so that's what that means. And
okay,
that's what that means. And I
yeah,
was able to pick it up based on what I just heard inside the train station.
hmm, hmm,
So that made things a little bit smoother,
hmm,
but still was a pretty steep learning curve to figure out
hmm.
all the equipment and safety procedures and so on and so forth.
Right, right, right. What is it like just to work at this station? I mean, we were kind of talking earlier about the Conway Scenic Railroad station is just such an iconic landmark in here in North Conway. I mean, that's what when people think North Conway, that's the image they have is this station. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty special to be able to be part of that. I would think for you.
151 years old is this train station, built in 1874.
Mm,
When the architect designed it at the time, it was the Portsmouth, Great Falls, and Conway Railroad.
mm,
The idea is that the building was supposed to be this gateway to the White Mountain region,
mm,
which sort of explains the fairly large doors,
yeah.
the arches on the side with the two towers,
Mm,
some of the more Victorian Russian Revival style architecture.
mm,
And then you're inside the station. You can see in the two waiting rooms, like the old furnace where that used
mm,
to be on the concrete slab, the mahogany curved staircases
mhm.
that go up to the offices.
Yeah, that's a whole experience just going into the train in the station. I mean, the ride is one thing, but the station itself, there's so much history there. I mean, it's just really fascinating.
We want to give
That,
people that full heritage experience on the train, but
mm,
also off the train when you're inside that train station.
right, right.
It's iconic.
Yeah, yeah.
Best way I can put it.
And you've got a great gift shop. I mean, so you
Oh
got
yeah,
everything there that you would want at a train station gift shop.
good for Christmas gifts.
Right, right. Yeah, no, it is. It is. And the ticket office there, I saw a lot of equipment, like old equipment, sort of just kind of uh, stacked up in there, and
Oh
old,
yeah.
that's just kind of fun.
Calendars.
Yeah,
There's a bell in there from a steam locomotive.
yeah. So it's kind of like a museum. It's kind of like a train museum in a way.
When you're working there, I've had some people, they will take the camera out and they'll take photos of me in the ticket office when I'm just sitting there typing on the computer. Yeah. And you kind of feel like a living museum piece, which is fun. I love it.
Yeah.
But occasionally I'll look at them, I was like, in the photo. So,
right. Yeah. Did you ever think you would be, when you were a kid and just that kind of dreaming about trains, did you ever think one day you would be conductor on a train?
No. I didn't think any of this would be possible.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of, grew up a little bit, and suddenly you start talking to people about trains, and some people don't think trains are all that cool anymore. So I sort of fell out of it. And then, my meeting of fate later in college, but all through college, I was like, what do I actually want to do with my life? And it just so happened that I got an answer. It just sort of fell into my lap. And I know that somewhere there's still that little 5-6-year-old kid who's feeling the rain or the water from the steam locomotive fall down onto his hands.
Yeah.
And now here he is, 23, and he's working on that same train.
Yeah.
It's amazing how things just kind of come full circle sometimes.
Yeah. And willing to make the drive from Wyndham to North Conway to do this. So that's dedication. That's
Full disclosure, I drive my mother's white car. And it's like she's so patient with me.
That's funny. What about some of the other trains that you offer here? Kind of explain other experiences that guests can take part in.
Absolutely. So beyond the post-Christmas snow train, something else we've been running is our Winter Mountaineer, which is the winter variation of our summer, spring, fall Mountaineer. That is our flagship train up into Crawford Notch, which is, again, gorgeous any time of year. Before last year, which was our first run of the Winter Mountaineer, the last time a passenger train had been up that way was the early 60s. So this was really let's give this a try, give it a trial run. And the feedback we got from passengers was more. We want more of this. So we've added more availability for it, because when that train goes up at a Crawford Notch, there's light dustings of snow on the treetops. The waterfalls, Silver Cascade, Flume Cascade, freeze over. And you can see these little unique ice sculptures as they flow on down. When the leaves are off the trees, you get deeper views out. So if it's a clear day like this and Mount Washington's visible, you can see it while you're climbing up the line to Crawford Notch, and then you can see it from Frankenstein. Oh, it's incredible.
So that's awesome. Yeah.
But so those are around 4 hours, and usually leaves weekends, Saturdays, Sundays at 10:30.
It's a long ride.
It's a fairly long ride, but it does go by quick, and especially when you're just taking in the sights and the sounds of the train as it goes over the many bridges and trestles and over the crossings.
Right.
Alongside that, we do have 2 special experiences that we're offering. The first one is going to be in late January, February. It's our Murder on the Rails.
Ooh.
People have been talking to us about doing murder mystery.
That sounds fun.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
We've had so much feedback, people saying, bring back murder mystery, back murder mystery. So we're bringing it back again, and it's going to be on our 55-minute run down to Conway and back.
When is that?
That is going to be starting late January throughout February.
Oh, okay.
And you get to watch
that out.
You get to watch a crime scene unfold before your very eyes, and you get to help them solve the mystery of who done it.
Yeah.
It's usually not.
Geez, I might have to come back for an follow-up episode, part 2 on the murder mystery. Oh,
come on board.
That's cool.
Hopefully I'm not the victim. I've offered to be the body, because you just lay there. Sounds pretty easy.
Yeah, I suppose. And so that's fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast. And speaking of fun, this year for the New Year's Eve fireworks, which we're actually the main sponsor of that.
Oh, okay.
For the town of North Conway.
Yeah.
We were thinking about, okay, what's a good way to let people see these fireworks? And we have dome cars, the big glass bubbles at the top, and then we also have these wonderful first-class passenger cars here, like the one we're in right now. And so we're gonna at 8:00 run the New Year's Eve late special. So the train's gonna start by going here down to Conway and back just to get the night going. When we get back here, people can view the fireworks from the train if they so desire, because it'll be right by the golf course. And then after that, we're taking the train up to Frankenstein Trestle and Crawford Notch. It's supposed to be a lovely moonlit night. Of course, we can't predict the weather, but from what we can tell, it's supposed to be clear, crisp. We don't usually run nighttime trains up that way, so this will be a whole new experience. Oh, wow. And we'll pull back in and we'll ring in 2026 in another year.
Now, this is new? Is this something you have done
This
before?
is something we've never done this
So
before.
this is totally new.
It's totally
Okay.
new. There's going to be drinks,
Wow.
live music, snacks, feelings of
Is it
revelry.
and is it filling up or are they getting booked up? I mean,
It's getting decently.
there's still seats available?
There's still definitely seats, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're slowly getting there.
Yeah.
People are getting close to the fireworks, and they're like, oh,
Right.
this would be a fun like party train.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a
No,
party
that's
train,
no, that sounds like a blast.
Oh yeah.
How quickly do you do the trains fill up? I mean, like certain seasons, obviously, probably the Holiday Express train. Do those kind of sell out or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
These book up. And during the fall as well.
In the fall. How about the snow train? Does that?
Snow train, you'll have pretty good availability, especially if you're booking coach and first class. Dome is, of course, always going to be our most sought after product.
That's
the top notch.
The prize seating in the dome. Okay. Yes. Yeah, which is really cool. I mean, it's a neat experience up there.
We're lucky to have 3 dome cars here because manufacturers just don't really build dome cars anymore. So being able to see that elevated experience over the treetops, things you'd otherwise wouldn't see, it's once in a lifetime.
I mean, it's not quite like riding a double-decker bus in in London. It's a
yes, especially because we don't have British train conductors. So yeah, that's part of it.
You don't have any British train conductors?
Not to my knowledge, but
Explain the car the car we're on.
Yeah, so this is the Hattie Evans dining car. This was originally built for the Norfolk and Western Railroad for their Powhatan Arrow train. And then we acquired this from an organization in Maine that owned it called Maine Rail Group. The car is named after a woman who lived on the side of the railroad line in Crawford Notch with her husband. It was Hattie and Loring Evans with their 4 kids. Loring passed away in a railroad accident. So it was just Hattie, her 4 children, any members of train crew she had to watch over, and their only connection to the outside world was the Maine Central Railroad's Mountain Division. So the inside of this car is covered. You can see some of it in the background here.
I mean, where actually the table we're sitting at is her family. It's like a sort of a portrait of her, a painting of her family.
Her 4 kids.
4 kids, okay.
She would tie them to the house because they're right on the cliffside.
Yeah.
So your options were either on one side, you had a very, very busy railroad main line through the White Mountains, and on the other side, you had a sheer cliff. So when she sent out her kids to play, story goes, she'd tie them to the house. So that they wouldn't fall.
Okay.
Oh, the way they got to school. So they learned that stopping the train on the grade, it's a 2.2% grade, was difficult. So they worked out a method where they would space out the kids, and the trainmen would be leading out the car vestibule and would pick up the kids like a sack of mail to get them inside the train car without ever actually stopping the train.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
It's quite a story.
Oh yeah.
The history is just
my upbringing just seems very, very tame in comparison.
Well, and then Jack was also saying that this train is rumored to be haunted.
They do rumor that. They rumor that this car is haunted. They rumor the Gertrude is.
Although, do you use that for marketing, or is that a bad? Do some people? Does it? Now that we're talking about it, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be revealing that.
I was about to say. I guess it depends on whether or not.
Depends on what you think about.
If you believe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history around this yard. These pieces of equipment, the station.
Yeah.
And history usually comes with a story or 2.
Yeah. Or 3 or 4.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely. Yes.
And some of those stories, might not. Things. Over time the story changes.
Oh yes,
as we know. But certainly, this place is just full of history. And Jack, is there anything else that you feel is important to mention? Anything else we didn't cover that you want people to know about the train rides here and the experience? I think.
Well, I guess the big thing that I do like to tell people is, and we had mentioned this with the history, as much as we do offer scenery on parts of our railroad, especially if you're on the Mountaineer, the big part of this is preservation. We've been here for 51 years. Beforehand, this railroad line was due to be dismantled, and that station was due to be torn down. This all would have been gone, but there was a gentleman who worked for the Boston Main Railroad named Dwight Smith, who bought a steam locomotive, found this property, and said, I have a better idea. And that better idea evolved into what we have today. And Dwight, unfortunately, he passed away in August at the age of 100.
Just this past August?
Just this year. And I was honored. I was the conductor of his funeral train.
Really?
Which was...
Wow. That must have been an experience for you.
It was.
Wow.
Because we all owe so much to that man and the successors and all the people here and all the people who come here for keeping railroading at this railroad and many others alive and going, because this is such a huge part of not just New Hampshire or New England, but United States history.
Right.
Is the trains that really connected us.
Right.
So that's the biggest point.
Yeah. Well said, Jack. Well, until next time, remember, every person in every place has a story to tell. We'll see you soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
See you on the rails.
Thanks for tuning in to Grounded in Granite, where we celebrate the people, places, and stories that make New Hampshire home. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow Grounded in Granite on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram for behind-the-scenes clips, photos, and more. You can also subscribe to the Grounded in Granite YouTube channel to catch full video episodes, and don't forget to follow on Spotify so you don't miss the next conversation. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and stay grounded in granite.